The Kaieteur River comes tumbling out of the jungle highlands of Guyana, a coastal country of northeastern South America. Above and below this falls, called Kaieteur, the river cuts a black track through impenetrable highland rainforest. No road, no railroad leads here. On foot, 5 miles a day is good time. But the risk is worth the gain. This is a diamond river, one of 50, 100. No one knows for sure that trickle and flood from the Guyana highlands with their priceless load. Bob and Don Haack have both prospected in Guyana and Venezuela, and they've both found diamonds. Now, after many years, they're back together again for a look at the diamond prospects in the backcountry. Don runs a safari service back to Diamond River. Depending upon your thirst for adventure, he can make it as pleasant as a sightseer, or if you're in good shape, you can dive diamonds yourself. Plans are made, and then the traditional boast of river diamond prospectors, here's to one more dive in that unfound giant gem. Down below, jungle and water stretch as far as the eye can see. Every step would be a hardship, with no ironclad guarantees of survival, except those that muscle and determination could provide. But up here, it looks like a well-clipped lawn. Deep in the Guyana interior, the jungle gives way to savanna country. These broad, flat plains are studded with hundreds of royal palms, an oasis of lush grass. In the rainy season, it's a spongy bog. But when it's dry, a bolt of lightning or careless campfire can make it a roaring inferno. The fire-frightened game are easy prey for the efficient jaguar. This is tiger country, as the jaguar and cougar are called here. The vast jungle and savannas provide perfect cover and a plentiful supply of game. In the middle of all this wilderness lies Datanawa Ranch, one of the world's largest. It stretches as far as the eye can see. Jungle, savanna, and mountains. A total of 1,800,000 acres. Stan Brock, Datanawa's barefooted manager, rides herd on 30,000 head of cattle and unknown numbers of sheep. Stan is also a student of Guyana's wildlife. This tabor, or bush pig, is native to the surrounding highland forests. It's fair game for the jaguar, but if the big cat misses on its first try, the powerful tapir takes off like a torpedo through the jungle brush, scraping the jaguar from its back. King of the treetops is the harpy eagle. Its steely legs and talons could easily snap a man's arm. Undisputed champion of the ground forces is the jaguar. Some Indians of the southern rainforest revere him as a god. When one seeks revenge against another, he puts the curse of the tiger god on him. Then, one dark night, the Indian seeking revenge works himself into a frenzy, takes a tiger claw club and finds his enemy. Later, when the tribe discovers the body, they are convinced the tiger god has delivered justice, and all is peaceful once again. Stan keeps his pets in fighting trim by taking them out in the savannah and running them with horses, until they started to play too rough. Now he's looking for a wild part of the jungle to turn them loose in. The cashew tree is another of the surprises in this surprising land. Each of these edible fruits has just a single cashew nut sprouting from the bottom. Diamonds are not the only treasure to be found either. The rich alluvial soil supports a profuse variety of rare and exotic flowers. Stan's cougar, Limo, is his special pet. She hunts in the jungle at night and may stay out for 2 or 3 days, but she always comes back to her human friend. This amazingly adaptable breed of animal is found in both North and South America. A 100 miles further south means moving back thousands of years in time. This is where the forbidding rainforests begin. These trackless, unexplored regions of vegetation and 200-foot trees are so dense, sunlight never reaches the jungle floor. This is the home of the Wawa Indians, untouched by civilization except for a small group of dedicated missionaries. The Wawa are hunting tribes that roam the jungle in search of tapir, small deer and monkeys, the staple of their diet. The rivers provide small fish, and the jungle is a fruit garden of bananas and mangoes. Lately, the missionaries have been trying to teach the Indians to raise sweet potatoes to round out the food supply. Airplanes are a big event here, and an excited welcoming committee is on hand. Cigarettes and pipes must be hidden away. Smoking is the exclusive providence of witch doctors. No one would be likely to object too strongly, the missionaries advise. But it always pays to respect local customs and taboos when traveling this deep in the interior. Bob and Don pay a visit to a new village nearby. 70 Guyana Indians from deep in Brazil have settled here. They are seeking a sanctuary from a blood feud with another warrior tribe, the Chiquianas. Most have never seen a white man before. These are true Stone Age Indians with no knowledge of metals. Even the pottery wheel is unknown, and cooking pots are laboriously put together and smoothed over by hand. Arrowheads are carved from hardwood and the shafts made from cane. Everything they have comes from the jungle, even the thread to weave crude cloth. An Indian has something of interest for Don, diamonds. Total weight, about a carat, $40 worth of rough stones. The Indian huts are put together with local timber and bound with a tough jungle vine. Thatch for the roof is picked only at new moon, when the sap is down. This keeps insects from destroying the roof to get the sweet stuff. But warm-blooded man is always fair game for the swarm of pests that call the jungle home. Fierce-biting kaburi flies make life miserable, and the sting lasts for a week. Red fire ants, that get their name from their bite, make even the natives pick their path carefully. And to top it all, there's burrowing fleas that lay their eggs under the skin. No one, not even the toughest Indian, gets used to all this. Bob and Don distribute a supply of aerosol insect repellent. It will provide relief for a little while once the trick of pushing the button on the top is mastered. Here, at the headwaters of the Essequibo River, is the edge of civilization. From dugout to airplane is a sharp contrast of two ways of life. And just as sharp is the line between southern jungle and savanna. On one side, steamy jungle. On the other, warm winds wipe the moisture away. One of the men who explored this country was Jimmy Angel, a bush pilot with incredible luck and an equal amount of skill. Angel Falls in neighboring Venezuela is his discovery. It is the highest in the world, with a total combined drop of 3,212 feet. And this is one of 12 planes this rough country claimed from Jimmy Angel. He walked away from them all, but met his end in Panama from pneumonia. One of Don Haack's camps is on the Chilibar River in the Savannah country. Old Dutch Schilder runs it. Dutch has been prospecting for 70 years. Gold, diamonds, copper, tin. With him, the excitement has been the chase, the finding. At 65, Dutch thought little of the 5-day hike through the jungle for a chat with his friends at Good Hope, 120 miles to the south. One of Don's safari clients has found a nice blue-white gem. Cut and polished, it will fetch about $1,000 in the U.S. Now, Don heads for the highlands, for diamond country, and it's awesome. The Guyana highlands look like God took up massive chunks of rock and rolled them out in a cosmic gambling game. This geographic jumble is one of the wonders of the world. No one knows for sure how it got that way. Earthquakes, some say. Others contend that gigantic tidal waves smashed the shore and rolled inland to create the hodgepodge of plateaus. Then, all this was mixed well with severe volcanic activity. The result is an unpredictable and uncharted region, sometimes called the Lost World. In the rainy season, waterfalls tumbling over the lip of these plateaus never reach the ground. The water breaks up and is drawn back into the clouds in rising streams of vapor. One thing is known for sure. This is diamond country. The center of the diamond prospecting is here in the Camarang district along the Mazaruni River. From here on, rivers are the highways and the landing strips. It takes a good strong outboard on the back of a 30-foot dugout to fight the swift current. These dugouts are hewed from solid logs with a hand adze. The inside is burned out, then scraped clean. They're safe craft as long as you part your hair in the middle and make no quick movements. Bark canoes are made by stripping a tree in one sheet and tying the ends together. It's about like stepping into an eggshell, then paddling away. The Mazaruni is a dark, powerful river, twisting its way through a rock and gravel bed to the sea. Black, quiet pools cover boulders as big as a house. But quietness gives way to a wild rush of water where the rocks meet the surface. These rapids run through fissures in solid rock that measure 30 or 40 feet deep. Bob and Don have a camp about 15 miles down the river and have invited Aaron Ray, a diamond buyer, to look over their operation. One of the prospectors shows Aaron some diamond indicators, tin and manganese ores. These heavy metals and diamonds are deposited together by the river. Find them, and diamonds can't be far away. The camp is rough, and so are the prospectors. This is the same breed of men that carried their belongings on their back to the Yukon in the 49ers gold rush. All they had was hope, and sometimes all they got was sore muscles for their pains, if not worse. But to a few hardy souls, the risks are worth the gains. After all, what is a little inconvenience where thousands, possibly millions, are at stake? The jungle has its bright side, too. Like this blue morphous butterfly, one of the prospectors shows off for Bob. It's one of the countless unnumbered rarities that flourish and die unseen in the dense jungle depths. Another treasure the jungle holds is timber. Mahogany and exotic hardwoods are plentiful, but no economical way has yet been found to get them out. The tough, durable greenheart is one of these. It makes good carvings. The camp shelter is plastic and canvas strung. Enough protection from the rains and heavy dew, but no barrier to the hundreds of creeping, crawling, flying pets that the jungle plays host to. Across the Mazaruni from the diamond camp, an Indian homesteader has his day's production of cassava bread spread in the sun to dry. Since rice, liberally laced with pig's tails, is the main course of most meals, Bob figures any change would be welcome. Cassava is also known as tapioca, or in some parts of the world as farina. The bread is made by mashing the bulbous root and rolling the pulp into discs, then baking in an earthen oven. It's a staple in the diet all over Guyana, as it is in most of the backcountry of South America. The first step in finding diamonds is to locate likely pockets of gravel on the river bottom. The heavy gems are deposited by the river in places where the current slows, in deep holes, on the downriver side of boulders, or on the inside of bends in the river. When good gravel is found, the suction dredge is spotted overhead. This strange-looking contraption is 3 fiberglass floats lashed together with a sluice bolted to the center float. Not pretty, but it works. Diving for diamonds can be dangerous work. The water is deep, in some places over 100 feet. Down there, visibility is measured in inches. The divers feel for gravel with hands and feet. One more dive can often be a diver's last. This diver, Sanger, was once trapped for 8 hours, 40 feet down. The boulder he was working beside collapsed on him. Only his heels and air hose were sticking up. After 2 hours trying to free him, most were ready to give up. But a friend wouldn't stop. Other dredges were called in to help. Finally, they succeeded in sucking the river bottom out from under him so he could be pulled loose. His suit saved him from dying of cold shock, but it still took half an hour to revive him on the surface. Now he's back for one more dive. Suction is the key to working the gravel pocket. The diver takes a 3-inch hose and works it through the underwater pocket. Above, an engine pumps the gravel out and through a sluice. Heavy metals, diamonds, and ordinary rock are trapped in the sluice. From here on, it's handwork. The gravel is shoveled into a water-filled box atop 3 graduated screens called surukus. This is where rich prospectors are made. The prospect of a diamond in the first suruku is remote. It would have to be huge. The second gets a closer look. The third suruku is called the diamond screen. Most are found here. A careful washing sends the lighter sand to the outside and leaves the diamonds in the middle. Wait, there's one right where it should be. Small, but where there's one, more will be found. In all, 10 good diamonds were picked out of the third suruku. Now, Sanger tries a new wrinkle, a portable floating air supply. It's a small engine, compressor, air tank, and hoses with mouthpiece all in one. With gas going for $3 a gallon back here, it should prove useful. It lets the diver roam the bottom at will without having to surface to refill conventional scuba tanks. Anything that makes diamond diving easier can pay off in big money, too. The freedom to go a few more feet along the bottom can make the difference between a handful of sand and a fortune. And it looks like Sanger has struck it rich this time. Proof that diamond sluices are useful for more than just catching a prize for a lady's finger. A toast to a good day's catch. Then it's back for more diamonds. A never-ending quest as long as there's light to see by. Back in Georgetown, a diamond buyer and prospector grades and weighs his take from the Mazaruni River District. Some are firsts, or perfect blue whites. Others are commercials, good enough for jewelry. Some are industrials, used as abrasives and cutting tool edges. This prospector has taken over 130,000 carats in a good year from the dark waters of the Guyana highlands. As long as that unusual diamond, that really big blue white, is still to be found, people like M.C. Correa, the Haack, Dutch Schilder, Sanger, and a score of others will be there looking. And when that giant gem is found, well, the lure of one more dive will still be there.